Hi guys, here we are to talk about carbohydrates, my favorite food. So the monosaccharide, the monomer for a carbohydrate, getting ahead of myself. Monomer for a carbohydrate is a monosaccharide. And what that stands for, mono stands for one, and saccharide stands for sugar. And so literally it means one sugar. And so you put bunches of monosaccharides together to make a a carbohydrate. You may see it called a disaccharide if it's two. So for example, table sugar that you eat is actually a disaccharide. It's two monosaccharides put together. It's a pretty simple molecule. You may see polysaccharides like starch, which is how plants store carbs. Chitin, which when you step on a roach and it crunches, ooh, gross, that's chitin. And that is another carbohydrate. We store carbohydrates as big, long polysaccharides in our liver as glycogen. So that's another way that we can store. Plants also have cellulose. That's another structural polysaccharide or carbohydrate that you see a lot in stems and branches. It's a tougher, it's the most common element or molecule on the planet, actually. All right, so that is what the monomer is, monosaccharide. The atoms found in a carbohydrate are C, H, and O, and they're usually going to be in a 1 to 2 to 1 ratio. What I mean by that is you might have C6H12O6. So for every one carbon, there's one oxygen, but there's two hydrogens. It may not be always exactly that, because if you can imagine, if we put two of these together, H12O6, we add them together, that's going to be C12H24O12. But if you'll remember from dehydration synthesis, when you add two monomers together, you lose a water. And so what we actually have is C12H22O11. That is still a carb, even though it's not exactly 1 to 2 to 1, it's really close. If it was a lipid, you would see a lot fewer oxygens, like 1 or 2. So if it's pretty close, even though it's not exactly 1 to 1, then you can be pretty sure it is a carbohydrate. The main function of carbs is energy. This is why before we go run a marathon, I say I will probably never run a marathon, and I'm fine with that. But people who run marathons, the night before, they will do what's called carb loading. They will eat a bunch of pasta or some other carbs because your body is going to burn carbohydrates as its main source of energy. And so you want to get lots of those carbs in your body when you know you're going to be burning a lot of energy. So if you're going on a big hike or any kind of physical exertion the next day, it's always a good idea to carb load the night before. And that's carbohydrates in a nutshell. If you've got any questions, let me know. Hope that helps.